Good afternoon here from China. We are in Beijing, and it's the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2019 Asian qualifiers. It's China getting ready to face Jordan. Well, here's the lineup today down at the bottom. Those three slots. New Zealand have already won their game against Lebanon. South Korea currently underway against Syria. And we also have this one. China getting ready to face Jordan. You look at the standings, and it really has implications for Jordan at 5-2, coming off a tough loss to Korea, and they are looking to get back to winning ways. Well, you have to finish in the top three of the group or have the best of the fourth place teams when compared to the other group. And to get to the World Cup, and Jordan, you'd have to say, are one of those French teams. They might make it, they might not make it. But what we do know is that China will make it because they already have a place assured as the host nation of next year's World Cup. So there will be 7 teams in all from Asia to join China. And Jordan are there or thereabouts. I mean, they have got a lot of good players. They've had a great qualifying campaign, but it was a tough pill to swallow, falling at home the other night in front of a very vociferous, loud crowd in Amman. Korea winning that game 86-75. Well, Beijing was where the 2008 Olympic Games were held, and that's where we are right now. There's Yao Ming, who was one of the stars of those Olympic Games, and a lot of the players that we're also seeing, including Yi Jianlian, who played at those games. Wang Zhizhi, who came out after Yao Ming. So a new generation of Chinese players are coming out. And of course, Yi is still a member of this national team program. And probably a lot of people wondering why he's not actually playing in these qualifiers. China have already qualified for the World Cup, as we mentioned, so I think they're taking this as an opportunity to look at other players to have a chance to play at the tournament. And Yao Ming, obviously, at the end there, now the president of the Chinese Basketball Federation, also the official World Cup ambassador. But yeah, there was Lu Wei. We saw him, the point guard. Li Nan, Wang Li, Wang Zhizhi, Du Feng. Anyway, more to that in a minute. We're going to have a pause for the commentary for the playing of the national anthems.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of People's Republic of China.
Yao Ming, the most famous player, basketball player, probably of all time from Asia, out there on the court. Also, Du Feng, the coach of China, was in that 2008 Olympic team. So these are the guys, and of course, Yi Jianlian, still one of the mainstays in this Chinese team. So hoping they get some inspiration from the heroes of the past. And they come out and perform well today. You see Yao Ming telling everybody where to go. So we're going to get a look at the referees for today's game. China, it's going to be a big show next year, folks, the World Cup. Everybody wants to be there. And myself included. I've not been there since the Olympics in 2008, and it's going to be exciting, exciting stuff. Got a couple referees today from Australia and one from the Philippines. Michael Allen, Vaughn Mayberry, and Ricor Pauron from the Philippines. On the left is Ricor Pauron. So Lebanon came out of Group C with a 5-1 record. So they're going to be, Jordan came out with a 5-1 record. And here's their roster. It'll be interesting to watch Al Douari, number 44, how he plays today. Maybe we'll see more from Musa Alawadi. I think depth was an issue in their defeat to Korea, Jordan. They're going to start with Mo Abdeen, Zaid Abbas, Dar Tucker, Musa Alawadi, and Al Douari. Now, China have not been playing at their best in these World Cup qualifiers, and Jordan, they may be looking at this as a must-win game if they want to get into the World Cup. Every win is priceless. So keep an eye on Wu Qian, number 33. But really, Du Feng went deep to his bench as well. And they're going to start with Yu, Dihao, Ren, Zhou Ping, Hu, and Wu Qian. Of course, Zhou Ping was a member of the China team that played at the 2016 Olympics in Rio. Who's number 21 is the promising young center. Played well last year at the FIBA Asia Cup in Lebanon. Well, China trying to bounce back from their 92-88 defeat at Lebanon. They lost that game in overtime. They had a chance to win it right at the death, but missed the three-pointer. But even then, they had other chances to go up, and it just did not seal the deal in what turned out to be a very important win for Lebanon. Lebanon today went down to New Zealand and led for most of the game, but did not finish, and did not close the deal out, rather, and ended up losing 63-60. So there's Du Feng. He's been in the wars himself. He knows what's important for these guys getting out there today, especially those that are trying to impress and be a part of that World Cup roster. I think certainly from my standpoint, it's a great mystery as to what that roster is going to be. Sam Douglas for, just like Du Feng, for China, Sam Douglas, the point guard of Jordan. A great team in 2009 when they got to the podium, and also played at the World Cup in Turkey the following year. Dufing and Sam Douglas actually squared off in that famous battle. Excuse me, that was Lebanon that China beat in the semifinals. I had the privilege of being in Tianjin City back in 2009 when China won 72-68 to get to the final, but then lost to Iran. Jordan were also there. Well, hello everybody. If you're just joining us, it's the FIBA Basketball World Cup Asia qualifiers, and it's the game between China and Jordan here in the second round. Jordan actually were at that tournament in 2009 with Douglas and finished third after beating Lebanon in the bronze medal game. And they celebrated like it was the greatest thing ever, deservedly. It was a great moment for Jordan basketball. Anyway, fast forward to the future where we are now, and Young Hu puts up the basket, puts up the first 2 points of the game. Mo Abdin bumped. Abdin puts up a three, short. So which of these teams might find it harder to bounce back from the disappointment of the defeat? Now, Abbas there, number 15, feels comfortable in China because he's played here a long time. Three-point attempt. Musa Alawadi no good, but Dar Tucker gets it. He puts up his attempt. Joe Pang passes out to Wu. And Abbas, the rebound. Al-Dawari takes it and then reaches in and commits the foul.
That was Team Jordan, number 2, Dar Tucker. Reaching foul. First personal foul in the game. China ball.
Dufing was seeking some clarification there. I think he got it. And the referees.
That was Team Jordan, number 0.
And a foul called on Mo Abdin. So not a promising start for Jordan by any stretch of the imagination here. China have led in a lot of their games, and they just haven't been able to put together 40 minutes of basketball. Joe Pang puts it up. Al-Dawari with the rebound. Oh, nice pass from Tucker, and he gets it to Abbas. Through China's results in the qualifiers in just a second to illustrate how really they haven't been that impressive in terms of end results against the good teams. Now Al-Dawari spins, turns, puts it up and in. Good footwork. No question about the talent of this young man. He will go to the line for one. That was a strong move. China started with a big win over Hong Kong, but they should beat Hong Kong. And then they did win at Korea, 92-81. But in the second window, back in the first round, they lost at home to New Zealand, 82-73. Now, in the other game in February, they won it over Hong Kong, so they were 3-1. But then they lost both of their games to Korea and then to New Zealand in the third window. And they started off the fourth window with the loss at Lebanon. So they did get one win that I would consider it a quality win at Korea on November 26th. But that was it. Abbas gets inside again, puts it up. Well, I said it was kind of a not very promising start for Jordan, and here they are with a 7-2 lead.
Now is on to Jordan, number 0. Voting now, second personal. In the day substitution for Team Jordan. In the day
Well, Mo Abdin picks up his second foul, so that's not a good development for Jordan, the veteran point guard. So coming in for him is Aid at point guard. Wu passes it out to Zhou Ping, and shot clock violation. Very poor start for China. Abbas now pulls up at the top of the key and hits the three-pointer. And boy, Jordan have now given themselves a good platform here to start this game. Although they do have Mo Abdin on the bench with 2 fouls. Aid chasing the ball, and Ren picks up the foul on Aid. And Douglas telling his young guard, good job, that's what we need. Well, he fouled him there, didn't he? Giving him 2 shots. Ren had the chance to win the other night. His free throw makes it 10-3. 1 of 2. But yeah, it was Ren's three-pointer right at the end of the game that could have won it for China, but he missed it. He was not the man they wanted to take the shot, but he ended up getting the shot. Abbas. Now Tucker, Abbas. Zhou Ping, front back of the rim, stays out. Al Duwari. Oh, nice ball handling by the big fella.
Now is China number 20. Substitution for Team
Al Duwari, 2.10 meters in height. That's 6 foot 11 inches, 25 years of age, and at the free throw line. Playing in his 4th game. He played in his first 2 games in the June-July window, the end of the first round, and he makes 1 of 2. Al Duwari only a 56.5% shooter from the line coming in, 13 of 23. So right there he makes 50%. Here's Tucker. Zhou Ping turns. Wu has it. Ren. Hyde trying to get the charge called. And nobody boxed out who? Who's going to box out who? Well, we're going to make a change here. They're going to bring in Al-Hamache. Here's Al Duwari. Oh, they're going to call a charge for wrapping around with his left arm. Watch this. Yep.
Substitution for both the 双方组的会员。
Not allowed to do that. You can see it clearly on camera.
China ball，中国队球权。
China having trailed a substantial margin here early, about to get even closer. Nope. Abe with the ball. Abbas takes it all the way. Boy, that was big time, folks. That was big time from Zaid Abbas. He's come out with his game face on today. He is balling. Goodness me. Great start from Abbas. 7 points. And if he makes this, he'll have 8. Good hands from Dar Tucker. Makin was able to get it. Kellen Bikey. Shang now. Makin doesn't make it, but the ball tapped out. Here's another opportunity. Wu puts it up and misses. Now Dar Tucker. Al-Dawari goes to work. Oh, what a move from Al-Dawari. He misses, but Tucker flies in for the offensive rebound and put back. Jordan looking confident and forcing Du Feng to call a timeout. Look at this. I mean, he doesn't make it, but look at this. Great footwork. Goes to the basket, and Tucker alertly gets in and cleans up the mess. Look at this. That's why you got to sneak in there and get ready for that offensive rebound. Tucker's done very well today. And it's a solid start for Jordan. There are the rebounding numbers. Jordan beating him in all respects.
China ball.
So China had possession. Wu hands it off. Makin now. Gives it to Lee. Three-point attempt. Off target. That was Zhou Shandong that attempted that shot. There's Makin. Ahmad Marche holding his hand like he took a shot. Ohamache gets to the line and makes both. And now it's the biggest lead of the game for Jordan. 18-5. They did not get it across in time. The 8 seconds allotted to get the ball past midcourt. The World Cup will be in a year's time, and some people wonder if China should have put their best players out there all the time. You know, and I'm talking about Yi, I'm talking about Guo, Ailun, people that you would consider to be the best, or but, you know, that are going to be automatics. And, you know, China come back now. Would it not be good for those guys to learn to play together and to get ready for the World Cup? Well, they think this is a better option to look at these other guys, to assess them, to give them experience, and you know, it's an opportunity for them to get experience. You know, the Czech Republic, for example, last year did not take what you would call all of their frontline players to the Eurobasket, although that was down more to the players, like with Jan Vesely not making himself available, but they still went, and a lot of younger players and got experience, and other players had to have more prominent roles, and it's actually helped them in the qualifiers. That's what the coach said, and that's what Tomas Satoransky said. And they saw the fruits of that in their European campaign. They've qualified for the World Cup, the Czechs, with plenty of time to spare with 4 games. Anyway, here's Al Dawari, takes the bump from Big Han. Now, Jordan, I don't think has that luxury. They haven't played all of their games with all of these players, but you know what? They want to be at full strength whenever possible because they need them to qualify. But Yao Ming on the right there, you see Wang Zhizhi. You know, those guys no longer part of the setup. Yi Jianlian is. They would be automatics in the China team. But they're kind of in transition. They've been in transition for a while, China. Coming in now. For Jordan is Abu Hawass, number 1. Wu missed badly. So Hu Mingxun put up an air ball. And China in danger of falling even further behind. Abbas on the baseline. And Aid takes a shot as he gets in the lane.
China number 13, pushing foul. Second personal.
Woo. Boy, he took one from Big Han right in the face, didn't he? Right. So a couple of fouls for Han. Zhou Ping going to come back into the game. Let's see, 1:46 remaining. About a minute and we've got a minute and 50 left here in this first quarter. Aid misses the first one. Probably still seeing stars after getting hit there on that drive by Han. He makes the second one. Ren comes into the game. Al-Dawari goes out. Hussein comes in. For Jordan. Well, they got a trap, and he's able to get out of it. Now Ren from the right corner. That's more like it. Abu Hawass. Aid. Well, Abu Hawass took his eye off the ball. They were running a good play there. I really like Douglas as the coach over there for Jordan. It's a good balance, tactics, emotion, everything. Who gets it to Ren, and that's better for Ren as well. So Ren bringing the spark. Now Abbas has it, and he turns it over. And Hussein reached around, thought he had him clean, but a foul call as Wu falls over.
Shooting 2 for Team China. 33号吴前滑手仰视。
Wu makes the first one. Now Dart Tucker. Final seconds. This is where he's tough. They switch on him. He puts up a 3. And then Tucker gets his hand on the ball to prevent any more damage, but China basically have the deficit. They get it back to 21-14 here at the end of the first quarter. (21-14), Jordan on top of China, but China getting a little bit of the momentum there right at the end. 3 of 6 inside the arc now, China, but just 1 of 10 from deep. Jordan 1 of 5 from deep. Both teams doing a good job at the free throw line, especially Jordan. But they could have perhaps been in front by even more, but for a lack of execution. And China picked up their game a little bit, led by Ren. Hit a three-pointer and then hit a jumper inside.
在我们的节间呢，我们很荣幸邀请到08中国男篮球员大志，大家熟悉大志，大志你好。
大家好。
志再次10年后再次回到歌松熟悉的场地，能和大家现场的球迷分享一下当时的那份心情吗？
确实很激动吧，然后也谢谢这么多球迷来给中国队加油。
Well, leading the way in this game so far for Jordan has been Abbas.
我们也很高兴。
He has 8 points. Al-Dawari has 6. They've scored the bulk of the points. Dart Tucker has 4 points.
谢谢。
感谢大志。
Leading the way for China, Ren has 6 points, and Hu, 21, has 4 points. Zhou Ping puts up a 3. Ren with the rebound. Wu for 3. Wu gets it back again. Zhou Ping to Ren in the corner, who drives in, puts it off the glass, and again misses, and Hussein gets the rebound. Hussein, his pass, right idea, but threw it at the feet of Abbas.
中国队球权。
And the drive and the foul called on Wu.
That was on Team Jordan, number 1. Substitution for Team Jordan. 原来队这个队员。
So Abba Hawash picks up the foul. Abu Hawash.
Shooting 2 for Team China. 吴贤打出2次。
Who hit all 3 of his free throws that day. That was Guo Ailun sitting down. Both free throws good, and China now down by just 5. Noah Dean back in the game, 0. He's got the ball. Al-Dawari back in as well, number 44. Well, he got pushed by Han, and that should be foul number 3.
That was on Team China, number 55. 中队5号韩国军顾顺凯，second personal， 个人第2次犯
So
规。
he's only got 2. I thought he already had 2.
Jordan ball.
Dean gets it to Al-Dawari, who Al-Dawari puts it up and in.
Ready.
Good hustle from Wu,
That was on Team Jordan, number 2.
who beat Dart Tucker to the ball, and Tucker fouled him.
原来2号人打破对人犯规，个人第2次犯规。China ball.
Zhou Ping
China ball.
spinning in the lane. Was going to make the pass. It was knocked out of bounds. 5 seconds on the shot clock. puts it off the glass and in. Mo Abdin. Al-Dawari spins on the baseline, going to work on Han. And he tried to save it in bounds. He threw it off of Han, but Han was standing out of bounds when he called it. So Han comes out, and Hu comes back in.
3.4 seconds.
I like Big Han. He played well, I thought, at the FIBA Asia Cup last summer. Abbas open. And the long rebound snared by Hu. China can get to within 2, or it's a 3 goes. Mo Abdin with the rebound. Al-Dawari pushes off. He's got to be careful. Now he turns it over. And the foul called on Musa Alawadi.
That was Team Jordan, number 23, Musa Alawadi. Substitution for Team China. Time out for Team Jordan.
Jordan, Sam Douglas, not liking what he's seeing here, calls timeout. Let's go down to the huddle and listen in.
We're in double next play. I believe it's the ball up. Juju here.
So turnovers there for Jordan, 7.
Guard here.
Neither team able to find the range behind the arc, but China forced a 1 from 13. You know that's not going to stay that way all game.
Shooting 7.
Then misses his first attempt. And the second one is good as well. Or the second one is good. So it's a 4-point game. Al-Dawari gets it. Wow. I thought he was forcing it, but Abbas with the rebound. Ooh, almost carried it. Oh, he goes all the way! Saeed Abbas. Put that on the highlight reel, folks. Joe Ping with the shot clock winding down. Is he going to get it off? No, he does not. So Jordan come out of the timeout, a different team. playing with a lot more fire, intensity, and Abbas continues to take responsibility. Whenever possible, he's going to the basket.
首先就是 Team China。
Abbas. Abbas traveled out there in the arc. China continuing to get second and third chances, although they're not really taking advantage. Here's Macken, and Macken makes it. So they do kill them with the second opportunity that time. Now Mo Abdin. He got it over just in the nick of time. Being guarded by Yu. Guard Tucker for three. Good hustle from Abbas to get back on defense. Zaid Abbas, the best player on the court today, no question about it here in this first half. Abdin looked like he walked. No call. Al-Dawari gets it and puts it up and in. Lee came in for the potential offensive rebound, number 22, but this time his jump. Now Abbas rather, shaking his hand like he's hurt.
Second personal，针对华后运动后个人第二次犯规。Team foul number 2。
Now a turnover. And it's going to lead to an easy bucket. Oh, he missed it. How in the world did you miss that? Abdin gets in, goes off on the wrong foot and misses. Now the pass, and who? The big fella scores. Looks like he's in a little bit of pain. I don't know if that's just tiredness. What was he telling him? He's like, you got to go up there strong and make that basket. But who at least scores when he has the ball here? The fast break points and the second chance points.
He's gonna slip. I tell you, screen. He's coming down. You gotta attack fast, especially from one.
Alawadi stays out. The good hustle from Al Dawari. It's not just the low post moves and the rebounds, the dunks. You got to hustle and get to the ball. And Al Dawari comes up with a big possession now. Gets it to Abbas. And again, Dar Tucker this time gets the ball back and earns a trip to the line. Mackin is upset with himself. Well, that was just desire. Excellent play by Tucker. He is playing exceptionally well, I think, today. If I had one criticism, and I suppose in a way it's a big one, from his performance the other night, he tried to do too much. And that included offensively always having the ball and almost going 1-on-5 at times, it seemed. And today he is playing much more under control. And he's still got 7 points. And now the pass gets away from Hu.
Substitution for Team China, 正6冠员。
Abbas. That would have been good if that had gone in. Al Dawari picks up another foul.
Number 44. Mohamed Abdulwahid, second personal.
So he's got 2 fouls now.
Falls deep down the corner.
And now might be a time for Douglas to pull Al Dawari out. You don't want to pick up a third. He needs to make sure that he knows what the situation is, that he has 2 fouls and he can't pick up a silly one.
Substitution for both teams, 双方进行换人。China ball， 正队直接来球。
Alawadi has it. And China's problems continue. They're down by 10 points now. China, they get back close, relatively close, and then all of a sudden, Jordan reassert themselves. There's Jonas Kazlauskas, former China coach on the left, the Lithuanian, obviously former Lithuanian coach as well, but he was the man that coached them at the 2008 Olympics. So special guest here today.
China ball.
Yu falls over, and Jordan get down on the ground, pick up the ball. It's going to be their possession. Look at this. Musa Alawadi going to inbound it with 1:34 remaining. Abbas traveled. You can see he picked up his foot.
Substitution for Team Jordan. 原来被这个换一个。China ball.
Nice drive, and Zhou Ping will earn a trip to the free throw line.
Also Team Jordan number 7, Ahmed Ahmadashi. Second personal, 32分钟。Shooting 2，发射4。
First one is good from Zhou. Second one good. Back to an 8-point game. Alawadi for 3. And Ayed was right there, but couldn't quite control it. And the drive. An 8-point game. Ayed has it, calling the play. Bounce pass to Abbas. And Abbas gets it back, puts it up, and again, the second bite of the cherry still misses. Will China hold it for one shot here? Jordan are already over the limit in fouls. And they got Abbas off his feet.
Team Jordan number 15. Zed Abbas, walking down. First personal.
Yeah, that was he stuck his foot out there.
Shooting save.
Zaid can't do that. Interesting, Dart Tucker's out of the game now over the final 15 seconds. He's got 2 fouls, so I guess the coach doesn't want to risk it.
Substitution for Team China. 双队请求换人，加油，于德豪。
Yu back into the game. Here's some murmurs after that missed layup. Ayed brings it forward. No look. Al-Hamashi. He was open. And that's how it finishes. Well, Jordan have had a lead as big as 14 points, but they go to halftime in front by just 6. A lot of work to do. China will look to regroup. Well, the stats-wise, China with just 2 threes, Jordan only 1. And Jordan doing a good job on the boards, competing. China scored 12 points off Jordan's turnovers, so that's been crucial. Jordan scored 7. off of China's turnovers. And Jordan do not have that much coming from the bench in terms of points, just 3 compared to 7 for China. Both teams pretty even in the fast break department. China with 9 fast break points and Jordan with 8. So we're at halftime. It's Jordan leading it 34-28. For China, 7 points for Ren, 6 for Wu, Jingqiu, and Zhou Ping each with 4 points. And for Jordan, Abbas has led the team with 10 points. In fact, Al Dawari has 12 points, which is a team high. Didn't realize he had passed him. And Tucker has 7 points. Those are the 3 players that are doing most of the damage for Jordan in this game. Vitally important qualifying game for them for next year's World Cup. Now, as a reminder, we have 3 teams that will qualify from this group and 3 from the other group, and then the best 4th place team will qualify for the World Cup. So as you digest these first half highlights, just be sure you're in the seat. We'll join you shortly before the start of the second half.
我们所有的记忆来自于在这个空间里的你。每一个人都会汇聚出力量，这是对中国篮球最好的支持。就在10年前的8月10号那天晚上，差不多也就是这个时间，当时有一个身高2米26的大个子，他把所有人拢在一起说：“我们把手放在一起，我们把自己交给这支球队，我们把球队扛在自己肩上，让他们见识真正的中国队。”下面请各位不要吝惜你们的掌声和欢呼声，把最热烈的掌声和欢呼声献给10年前在这个场地上带给我们荣耀记忆的2008中国男女篮。有请中国女篮的4号宋晓云，5号卞兰，6号张涵兰，7号张伟，8号苗丽杰，9号张宇，10号隋菲菲，11号邵婷婷，12号陈晓丽，13号刘丹，14号张小妮，以及教练组的王芳、范斌、邝鲁斌指导。随着我们的介绍话语，男篮也依次站立，他们是4号陈江华，5号刘伟，6号张金鹏，7号王世鹏，8号朱芳雨，9号孙悦，10号李楠，11号易建联，12号王磊，13号姚明，14号王慧智。教练组成员牛纳斯以及他的翻译郑鹏，另外是我们的2位领队白喜林和胡佳石。你们的掌声和欢呼声在哪儿？在现场留给了我们各位一点点时间短暂采访。首先，我们要先到苗丽杰这一边。苗丽杰在10年之前以场均17.9分荣膺北京奥运会女篮得分王。在现在再站在这个场地上，有什么感受和大家分享？
首先感谢篮协能够给我们提供这次生日的机会，同时呢，让我们维持了很多辉煌的历程。但是更多的还是感恩和感谢吧。要感恩我们的祖国能够给我们提供这么好的一个舞台，还要感谢有这么好的队友。再一个就是很幸运，能够有这么多支持我们的球迷和媒体。最后就是祝愿大家能够一如既往的支持中国女篮、中国男篮。谢谢。
非常感谢苗丽杰。那今天呢，我们是燃动10年的系列的第2部分。在今天早上的第1部分的时候，隋菲菲迟到，他的队友爆了一个料，说在10年前，汤姆马赫教练今天由于身体原因没有到场，在赛前对中国女篮进行了改造，让打3号位的隋菲菲改到4号位。那个时候怎么把压力化成动力？
其实我准备打的是5号位。
由于陈楠没来，你把电话给接了啊。
我觉得是这样的，是感谢队友的支持吧。然后对我来说也是一种挑战，然后很荣幸是在那个时候，应该说我们全体顶住了挑战。
苗丽杰和隋菲菲都把溢美之词献给了中国女篮这个集体，我们再次掌声感谢中国女篮在10年前的精彩表现。好，现在目光对准中国男篮，首先是易建联。易建联不但是08年的杰出代表，在应该就是这个地方左右投进了对德国队的制胜球，稍微靠后一点。那么现在其实如果不是身体原因的话，你会和你的兄弟一起扛起蓝队的大旗。那么在这2个身份的转变当中，能够对后辈有什么样的鼓励的话说，好吗？
觉得其实从我年轻的时候，从我第一次进国家队，跟着这所有的拉哥一起打球，当时学习的就是我们学习到他们在场上，他们平时所肩上的责任，把整个国家荣誉放在心里面。然后我也是从那么年轻球一直跟他们打球长大的，所以到现在我们还是一样很不变，我们把国家荣誉永远是放在最重要的位置，希望通过自己努力，通过付出来取得更好的成绩。
非常感谢阿联，希望你继续为中国男篮发光发热。 智，在这块场地上参加了自己的最后一次 CBA 全明星。那么北京奥运会这块场地留给你印象最深刻的事情、最深刻的记忆是什么？跟大家分享一下。
其实要是再给我一次机会的话，孙悦传统的那个球不要往后撤半步，投进的3分对西班牙的话，我们还有机会赢。
希望能把这份怨念化作中国男篮继续提升的动力。接下来，他身边的姚明。现在你已经不是球员了，是中国篮协的主席。那么，北京奥运给中国篮球之队，不光男篮，也不光女篮，是这个名字带来的最重要的东西，你认为是什么？
基本上一支球队的这个意义在于有什么样的人参加过什么样的赛事，取得过什么样的成绩，赢得过什么样的球迷。所以说，我们做的一切都是因为你们在现场的球迷们，包括10年前在现场支持我们。
那么，既然提到了我们最可爱的球迷，对中国的球迷们说几句话。
我知道我们的腿可能都已经跑不动了，但是我们的心都还在飞扬。
一直飞扬。接下来我们要有请我们今天的2位颁奖嘉宾。首先为各位邀请的是国家体育总局副局长李颖川先生。接下来为各位邀请的是我们的老前辈，前奥组委的副主席，现任奥运城市发展促进会副会长蒋孝瑜先生。2位为我们的2008中国男女篮颁发表彰证书，有请。
距离下半场比赛开始还有3分钟。There has 3 minutes to halftime.
Well, second half action about to get underway, and it is here in Beijing. China looking to continue their comeback against a Jordan team that's been very good today. Han gets inside. Boy, looked like he might have thrown an elbow to kind of clear out, but he scores to make it 34-30. Don't get me wrong, I like Han. I'd like to see it again. Oh, Duarte. And the deficit now 4 points. Han again, and I'll tell you what, that's a lot of big man there. Duarte not really complaining, but they are going right at him. Two points the difference, and China have not been this close since the beginning of the game. Boy, Tucker has been excellent. Now this time Al Dawari wins that battle, steals the ball. 3-on-1 break. Oh, great play by Zaid Abbas. Good decision. Hands it off to Tucker, who scores again. And now Alawadi steals the ball from Wu, hands it back to Al Dawari, and he scores. And just like that, it's an 8-point lead for Jordan. You start worrying about Al Dawari, how he's going to fare against Han. And then he comes out and makes a couple of plays. An excellent D as well from Alawadi. See his shooting numbers. Jordan now 43% overall. So China trying to get back into their rhythm. They were right there knocking on the door, and all of a sudden they're down 8. Oh, right out of the timeout, Zhou Ping hits a three-pointer. Bounce pass. And good job by Han to reach in there. This is the arena where they're going to have the final and the semifinal, actually, for the semifinals for the World Cup next year. So this is a big occasion for both teams today. To get the sample. And a nice move inside from Big Hu. Oh, that was a great play by Dar Tucker, and I don't know if that's by design. it looked like he was going to hand the ball off, and then he decided to drive in and he drew the foul. But this was Hu's impressive move. And also Zhou Ping with his three-pointer, but Tucker right now just elevating his game. So the 2 free throws push it back to a 5-point lead. And then China gets sloppy. And Tucker just feels the defense and goes all the way. We've seen it happen with Zaid Abbas, and now we've seen it with Dar Tucker. 7 points, the advantage. Oh, the bank! The bank is open, folks. Wu threw that in from a long way out. And he was fouled as well. So Wu gets the 4-point play and gets it back now to a 3-point game. What a great arena this is. And Dewari passes out to Tucker. Abdeen. Zhou Ping hands it off, and the ball goes down from Hu. He couldn't hold on to it. Abdeen pulls up for 3. Ball saved in bounds. Here come the Chinese. Hu, and he's fouled by Zaid Abbas. Well, this is, again, we seem to see China take 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but eventually they're going to get there. That's what it seems like. Jordan have, again, had the lead in this game. And then by as many as 14 points, and now that has been cut to just 1. Abdeen has it knocked out of his hands by Yu, gets it back. Al Dewari goes to work, bounce pass over to Alawadi. Al Dewari keeps it alive. Great work from Al Dewari. Oh, nobody picks up Tucker, and he goes right down the lane for a 2-handed jam. And now Zaid Abbas knocks it out of Zhou Ping's hands and is whistled for a foul. So Abbas was the man in the first half, and Tucker increasingly is becoming the man now for Jordan. Shot clock winding down. Hu has to take it from the line. And Abbas gets the rebound. Abbas saying he got fouled. He needs to be careful. He doesn't talk too much to the refs. Oh, Aid. Oh, a little bit of shake and bake. Well, $1 million move, 5-cent finish. Three-pointer, this will tie it if it goes, and it does. You. Well, he missed that layup earlier, but he's drilled a three ball that has tied the game. Jordan have called timeout after Yu just smokes it. Look at that. Let's go down to the huddle.
Down screen. Slow it in. Go to work. What is it? Come on, guys, let's go. I want the shooter here. I want to do the shoot.
Well, Tucker, Douari, Al-Douari, Abbas have all played well, but China have been resilient. Also, that was ruled a 2 and not a 3, so Jordan still have the lead. And now they've got to hurry, and the mistake turns the ball over. Now from the wing, and then coming in, Ren with the offensive rebound and put back. And China punish Jordan for that turnover and take the lead. Oh, what an answer from Al-Douari. Well, the game heating up nicely. Jordan with 3.5 minutes remaining, back on top by a point after the Al-Douari dunk, and now Tucker buries it from deep. Wu. His pass eludes its target, but Zhou Ping gets it. And now Aid with the rebound. Up to Tucker. A little bit of showtime. Right decision once again by Tucker. He has played absolutely phenomenally well today. Abbas with 14 points, but that was the correct decision from Tucker. If they were going to give it, he was going to take it, and he saw a better shot for Abbas. Well, there's a lot to be excited about for Jordan basketball fans when Tucker, Al-Douari, and Abbas are all on the floor at the same time. They are a different team, no doubt about it. Well, Abbas taking a breather. So this is a big moment. Abouazane is in the game, number 12. foul has been called on the penetration from Hu, excuse me.
Third personal foul of the game. 在对方球员阿日塔克会以第3次犯规。胡明轩罚球2次。Two shots.
Second one is good. Aid behind the back. Getting a lot of minutes at the point today, Aid, with, oh, beautiful bounce pass. Goodness me. That was a man's jam. Al Dawari taking his game to new heights today. 18 points. Three-pointer, and Al Dawari goes up and brings that ball down with 2 hands. 7 points the advantage. Jordan have responded brilliantly. Oh, look at Al Dawari, fakes it, takes it in, and earns a trip to the line. Boy, this kid, well, I say kid, he's a man, and he is blossoming. What talent he has. "25 years of age, 2.1 meters in height, 6'11", 19 points now. And it's worth repeating, with Al Dawari, Tucker, and Abbas, it looks a lot easier for Jordan in these games because these guys are taking responsibility and taking on the adversity that comes the way of a team in a game like this. And Aid as well, showing flashes of excellence. China now facing the adversity. How will they respond? They get inside the big Han. And Han scores again. Big Han. Now Tucker. Takes a 3. Open, it's Wu, it's good. And just like that, back to a 4-point lead. He calls the play, pulls up, and he is fouled by Hu. That was Wu's 3-pointer. Now Abbas comes in for Tucker, gives him a breather here at the end of the quarter. At the free throw line today, Jordan has been excellent. Now 13 of 17 and 13 of 18. And that's going to be Jordan Ball. Excellent work on the glass by Yusuf Abu Wazane. See what the play is that they're going to run. Put a new 14 on the shot clock. Now Abbas has it. Takes a three. So China will hold it for one shot. So they go back to Han. High pick. And foul called, I think, on Al-Dawari. So good effort here by China's number 3, Hu Mingchuan.
That was June Jordan, number 44, Richard Jack.
But the only good thing in this situation is that Jordan still have 6.4 seconds left if Hu makes the free throws. Cuts it back to 2. It's Abbas that has it. Alawadi. Well, all things considered, China perhaps getting the better of Jordan there at the end of the third quarter, and now trail by just 2 points.
OK， 各位，在节前休息的时间，大家看到。投票当中会有一个号码，是在最下面的位置，我会念一长串数字，好吗？各位，第一位。
Well, China's shooting 5 of 20 from three-point range now, 11 of 24 inside the arc. And 36.36% overall. They've done a great job at the line, the free throw line, 18 of 21. Jordan, 13 of 17. At the line, you can see. Inside the arc, they are 19 of 31, 61%, and just 2 of 17 from three-point range. So that's an element of their game that has not been good. China has started making some three-pointers, whereas Jordan have really struggled from deep. Abbas 1 of 4, and Tucker 1 of 5. Moab Dean missed his 3. He's usually good for a few. And Musa Alawada so far 0 of 4 from three-point range.
Last quarter，全场比赛第4节终极杯赛。
Remember, China already have their place in the World Cup as the host. Jordan trying to get there in qualifying. So China using these games to get ready for the World Cup. Jordan need some wins. Al-Dawari takes the bump. Al-Harmache over to Aid. He has to put it up. That allows China to run. And run they do. It's a tie game. Al Dawari. Well, Han did a good job defensively that time. Now China can take the lead. And they do! With that three-pointer, Hu Mingzhan and China lead it by 3 points. Well, there they are, the heroes of yesteryear. Wang, Lu Wei, Yao Ming. Tucker back in, takes a very difficult shot. Al Dawari chasing it. Abbas gets it. Tucker, he's not going to miss this one, is he? Still can't make it, but at least he gets a trip to the line. Frustrated with himself that he didn't make this. Great pass from Abbas. So it could have been a three-point play. It's a one-point play, potentially. Getting down in the lane, Big Han showing some agility. I think that's the right score. They're having some scoreboard issues here. 63 to 58 now. China with their biggest lead of the game. Now Tucker from the baseline. And Abbas commits the foul down the baseline. Well, if you can read lips, you can see that Abbas doesn't agree with this call. I have to say, some of the shot selection for Jordan hasn't been as good. And for China, they have gotten the ball inside now to Big Han. He has 11 points, and boy, they have all been important. And the block called on China. Now Abbas hands it off to Abdeen. And Hussein couldn't quite catch it. Now it's a break. And China add to their lead. 67-58. That's how China want to score. They want to get out in transition. And now another turnover. And China are taking control.
Number 13, coaching foul, second personal. Substitution for Team China.
Han hears the applause as he leaves the game. And Zhou Ping makes it. Kozlauskas. Wonder what he makes of this. $11 points, boys. Totally changed this quarter now. China have outscored Jordan 14-1. Beautiful bounce pass. And finally, something good to happen for Jordan. Abbas trying to get his guys focused and let him know, hey, he's still got a long way to go in this one. We just got to execute. Free throw is good, so that makes it now an 8-point game. And a little bit of full court pressure here. China solve it easily. And Tucker comes from behind. And you can see by his reaction, he does not think that was a foul. Who's at the free throw line? First free throw of the day, and he makes it. And he makes the second. So back to a 10-point lead. Abdeen, Uda Hussein. Al-Dawari getting a break. Hussein, the jump shot. Well, had that gone, that would have counted. Al-Dawari has 4 fouls, so I guess Douglas wants to keep him on the bench, maybe for another minute, but he's eventually going to have to go back to him. Meanwhile, Han comes back into the game. Well, I don't think Jordan wants China to get out and run on the break, and I'm not sure that they're going to be able to press him, judging from that last sequence. They don't need to press him right now. They just need to play defense and get stops and rebounds. Whereas China would like to lower the boom. 3-point attempts. And they're falling now. Zhou Ping hits another. He's now 2 of 5 from 3-point range. Abdeen goes all the way in. So Abbas complaining about the foul. What's this? That was after. So Abbas bows to the crowd as he exits the game with his 5th foul. Well, you got to have that next man philosophy, next man up. But that is a big loss for Jordan. I think Abdeen needs to be perhaps more assertive now, looking for his shot. See if Ren can make this. He does make 1 of 2. And so Alawadi, they could do with him making a couple of shots. Al-Dawari still on the bench. No, sorry, he's back in the game now. He's got the ball. Al-Harmache to Abdeen, and that's what they need. They need somebody that can start hitting some threes. The sense of urgency is there, and we are midway through the 4th quarter. Ren puts the ball on the deck, spins, gets inside, and then a reach in and a foul called on China.
Shooting 2 for Team Jordan.
So the players go over to the benches, and not sure what the call is. They're looking at something. Okay, so here's the opportunity Jordan are looking for. You kind of get the feeling it's now or never. Down 8. Al-Dawari's had his struggles at the line in the qualifiers. And again, he makes just 1 of 2. Three-pointer. Oh, that was a quick 3. And Tucker fouled from, or excuse me, Al-Dawari fouled from behind by Zhou Ping. Zhou Ping goes to check on him to make sure he's okay. Hu comes back in. He's been a problem. Yi Jianlin must be thinking, well, in the middle there, I guess I'll be in the mix next year when the World Cup is played. Which of these teammates, which of these guys are going to be my teammates, if any? Al-Dawari makes both. Well, they've been able to get to the line. The clock was stopped and been able to cut it back to 5. Wu gets it to Hu, and he's going to score from that position. Abdeen. And the cutter, and it's Zhou Ping. Cha-ching. Back to a 9-point lead. 4 consecutive points, and Douglas calls timeout. Well, it's a beautiful sight for China, really, when you got Wu with 15 points, Zhou Ping with 14, 12 apiece for the two Hus, and Han has 11. Meanwhile, Jordan have lost Abbas, and they've got foul trouble with Tucker and Al-Dawari. Jordan in danger of falling to 2 straight defeats here in the at the start of the second round of the qualifiers. He gets it to Hussein. Tucker, and Al-Dawari has fouled out. Well, they have certainly impressed for much of this game, but this fourth quarter has been a nightmare for Jordan. And Han makes him pay. He makes the first one, takes it back to a 10-point lead. And makes it 11. The free throw shooting for China has just been excellent today. Shooting 24 of 28 from the stripe, 85.71%. Lu Wei there from a point guard. Tucker gets one to go. He played very well for 3 quarters, but I think Jordan's problems began really in this fourth with a couple of rush shots, including 1-3 from Tucker. Zhou Ping drives in and draws the foul.
Substitution for Team Jordan, 人类记录犯人 ，third personal。城内10号中投罚下2次 ，2 shots。
Some of the heroes of yesteryear. Wondering if they could still do it. If they could still get out there and run up and down the floor. And Zhou Ping misses both and almost gets the ball back. It's a minor reprieve here for Jordan as they try to claw the deficit back, especially considering how well they've shot the ball from the free throw line, China. Tucker drives in, puts it high off the glass and in. And Zhou Ping again gets in the lane, passes out. Well, he just doesn't miss from the lane, does he? Oh, what a move from Tucker. Just couldn't make the shot. It would have had an and one coming. Look at this. He's automatic, but he's wide open.
Substitution for Team Jordan, 人类记录犯人 ，third free throw for Team Jordan，罚下2次。
And as is the case again, he almost gets a 3-point play, but then he misses a free throw and ends up having to settle for at best a 1-point play. And almost a turnover there. And it is a turnover, intercepted by Hussein. Good pressure by Tucker. Alawadi. Well, Al-Hamashe is going to take a 3. And now Wu races in, and that is a 5-point swing. Hussein takes the long jumper to cut it back to 9.
Last 2 minutes，全场比赛最后2分钟。
Han goes in and was going to try to dunk it. He scores, and he also goes to the line. Hussein really did try to get the block and also, at bare minimum, put him on the free throw line. 4 fouls on him now. And Han has just been, excellent today. 15 points, now 16. Han missed the foul. Showing a smile. I don't know what the joke was, but Yao seemed to like it. Hussein makes the first. Misses the second. Nope, some missed free throws. Starting to, well, it's a big ask anyway, but doesn't make it any easier when you're missing them and you're down 11. Jordan had been shooting them very well, but now they're 23 of 32. Entry pass, who misses? I think probably we'll see who in that World Cup roster. There he is. I think as another big, I think there's an argument to take Han. I mean, there's more games to be played for China, so anything can happen. But it seems like this two here might be able to help them next year. They've got some other bigs, though, that haven't been playing, but could always make that roster as well. Joe Key, the young center. He's 22 years of age now. He played at Rio. Wang, Zealand, he would be a potential candidate. But it really does depend on what Tu Feng thinks, what Yao Ming thinks, what their selection committee thinks. Well, with 26.8 seconds left, Jordan are going to need a miracle now to come back, trailing by 9. So their World Cup qualifying hopes certainly are in the balance right now. There's Wang and Yi. Camera constantly on these guys. You wonder if they feel like they can relax out here. And also there's Miao, a lot of the former women's national team players. They too, I guess, being recognized today. I think Miao Lizu was the leading scorer at the 2012 Olympics in the women's tournament. Wu. That was an air ball. Hussein. And stepping into it was no good from Mo Abdin, and that is going to be it. So China, remember, they've already got a place in the World Cup, but they want to start playing better, getting some decent results here. With this win, they improved to 4-4. And Jordan, after a second consecutive defeat, slumped to 5-3.
Jordan 79，掌声送给中国队，反败为胜。
So good job, Dufang, and glad you could make it, fellas. Wang Zhizhi, Yi Jianlian. Even if you didn't play, Yi, it was nice to have you here. Al Duari, you need to continue to watch his progress because even in 2 defeats, he showed a lot. Jordan, however, fall 88-79 to China. Well, if you look at the threes, most of those were made by China in the fourth quarter, and also their free throws remained consistent throughout, and that was huge. They had to make their free throws, as is usually the case, but it made a big difference today. Now, China do make it into that top 7, then a team below them would also qualify. Wu finished with 17 points, 7 rebounds. Wu had the 9 assists. Zaid Abbas ended up with 6 turnovers, although he was probably the best player in the game in the first half. So Tucker had 23, Al Duari 21, and Abbas 16 for Jordan. Wu, Han, and Zhou Ping had 17, 16, and 14 respectively. So in this arena where the 2008 Olympics, the finals, semifinal, well, the whole tournament was played, and that incredible USA game against Spain in the final that people still talk about, that the USA won 118-107. This will be the venue where the semifinals will be held, as well as the final and the third place game at the World Cup next year. But it's right now proved to be a happy hunting ground for China as they trailed for much of the game but stuck to their guns and finally came back to give their fans some joy. Once they started running, it was not going to happen for Jordan. That much was clear. Here's Hu. You have to remember this kid has got all the talent in the world and showing it with plays like that. Who is definitely one to keep your eye on as he moves forward. Just 20 years of age, and increasingly becoming an important member of this Chinese national team. So, thank you everybody for watching. There's still more action going on today around the world, so be sure to tune in and watch. One last time, China win it here at the Wukesong Sports Center over Jordan, 88-79 in Group E. A result, again, that complicates matters moving forward for Jordan as they attempt to have a top 2 or 3 place in Group E. And, of course, the best fourth place team could indeed end up being good enough to get in to the World Cup. Thanks very much, folks. In fact, here we'll just look at the standings real quickly. You got New Zealand, Lebanon, South Korea, Jordan, China, Syria. New Zealand up at the top 7-1, 6-2 for Lebanon and South Korea, and then 5-3 for Jordan. China now at 4-4. Syria off the pace at 2-6. So a lot of games still to be played.
带我吧。
Thanks for watching.
123。啊，带我。好的，在我身后的这块场地，中国队刚刚是逆转战胜了约旦男篮。我们也是第一时间连线到了中国男篮蓝队的主力后卫吴前。吴前你好，其实是一场压力很大，而且呢也是一波3折的比赛。之前开局阶段咱们打得并不好，长期被对手压制，那是最终是依靠什么来实现整个的这个逆转？
我觉得这场比赛还是一开始确实大家都有点紧嘛，但是通过后面大家自己调整，然后通过场上的这种快攻，然后通过跑动之后，然后我觉得，然后大家就调整过来了吧。
那在中场休息的时候，杜锋指导有没有给大家进行一个什么布置，或者帮大家减压？
主要督导布置的还是篮板球上吧，因为对方阿巴斯啊，包括一些他们身高在，所以他们抢篮板还是前两篮比较凶的，主要还是在布置篮板球和防守上面。
那其实这场球呢，有很多的08一代的男女篮的球员来到现场观战，在前辈们的注视下，是不是全队也会打得更有活力，更加的勇敢一些？
我觉得我们应该要珍惜这种机会吧，能够在一些老前辈的在场的情况下打这些比赛，我们应该要更加的珍惜，然后我们也应该去学习他们那种精神，然后我们要更加的努力才行。
其实呢，这是中国男篮蓝队的最后一场的告别演出了。那马上2支国家队就要合并。那从去年夏天开始，一直到现在1年多的时间，你怎么看自己和球队在这个过程当中的成长和进步？
首先集训时间还是挺长的吧，然后其实每天的训练还有比赛都特别的累，然后督导在这些细节方面抓的也比较多，所以自我要求还是也要慢慢的去提高吧，然后争取自己能变得更好一些。
好，谢谢吴前，好好休息。好的，前方的采访部分就是这些。